Hello everybody, my name is Dinosaurs and this is Dinosaurs. There have been some updates to the OGL situation going on with Wizards of the Coast, so I wanted to go over them in a separate video. First off, there was another leak that was posted on Twitter. Essentially, it has said that Wizards of the Coast is in an adversarial relationship with all of its customers and sees them as an obstacle in the way of their money. What Wizards of the Coast is looking at are, like a solid number they have are DnDbeyond subscriptions. So if you are subscribed to DnDbeyond, make sure you cancel that right away so they know you are not okay with this. It has been amazing to see everybody on Twitter just posting screenshots of their subscriptions being canceled. I think that's awesome and amazing, and the best way we have to tell them we're not okay with this. That is that leak. The other thing I wanted to mention was Paizo getting into the mix. That was huge. So Paizo has essentially thrown down the gauntlet and said, this is not how the OGL was intended to be in the first place. And this is my favorite part. How do we know that? Because we were there. Paizo was started by people who were originally working for Wizards of the Coast. They've gone on to make Pathfinder now through Paizo, obviously. So they have essentially said, we were there. This is not how it was intended to be. And they have posted a response. They've also started saying that they're going to create a whole separate open OGL that people can use for their systems. So that's going to be really good. I think, because if this does not get better, then I think a lot of people will and should switch to Pathfinder. Granted, you can still play D&D at home, just don't buy any Wizard products. You don't want them to get money after all this crazy shit that they've been playing. But here's the big thing. Wizards has responded. They posted a response on the DnDbeyond website, and we're going to go through some of the words and wording that they've chosen to go with, which I don't think is very good. So essentially the reason they even said they are updating the OGL was so that they could stop hateful and discriminatory products, blockchain games and NFTs, and they also said the OGL is for the content creator, not major corporations to use for their own commercial and promotional purposes. These are their excuses, and they suck. First off, Wizards of the Coast has put out some questionable shit over the years, so I don't think they should try and act innocent in all of this. Second, who is making Dungeons & Dragons NFTs? I haven't seen that anywhere, and if I did, I can only assume that the community would come down them with all of the force that they're showing to this new OGL now, and get them to stop doing that. Third, not major corporations, am I reading that right? You're owned by Hasbro, who, by the way, said Dungeons & Dragons was under-monetized. What could be more corporate than that? Another point of language that they say are like early drafts, implying that this was not the finalized version, but they still sent it out to people and included documents for them to sign. And that sounds pretty final to me. The next OGL will contain the provisions that allow us to protect and cultivate the inclusive environment. Why are you still trying this? The next OGL, what are you talking about? Your response to all of this backlash, should have just been, never mind. You should not be, you should just say, we're not doing this. Never mind, the OGL will just stay the way it is. But they're clearly still hell-bent on creating this new OGL. What it will not contain is any royalty structure. It also will not include the license-backed provision that some people were afraid was a means for us to steal work. That thought never crossed our minds. The best comparison I've seen of this is if someone were pointing a gun to the back of your head and just telling you, don't worry, I'm not going to shoot you, I'm just pointing a gun to the back of your head. A couple of last thoughts. First, we won't be able to release the new OGL today because we need to make it right, which is just a fancy way of saying they didn't expect people to be this mad, and it's absolutely insane to not expect that. What they really didn't expect is to lose money. When they started losing money, cancel your DnDbeyond subscriptions, by the way. Can't say that enough. Cancel those. That is the only reason that this is working, is because they're losing money on this, which is what they really didn't expect. Second, you're going to hear people say that they won, and we lost because making your voices heard forced us to change our plans. Those people will only be half right. They won, and so did we. No, you didn't, alright? Listen, get this through your thick head. There is no version of this where you come out on top, alright? Maybe this new OGL comes out, and maybe you get a cut of all these third-party creators' money. But guess what? If we cannot protect D&D, you better be damn well sure we will bury you in your over-monetized bullshit. The last line says, "We love D&D's devoted players and the creators who take them on so many incredible adventures. We won't let you down. You already have. We cannot trust you now." Why do you think we would? Because every third-party creator is going to be looking over their shoulder, expecting to see a gun held by Hasbro and Wizards of the Coast pointed at them. Wizards of the Coast has fostered two incredible communities with Magic the Gathering and Dungeons and Dragons. And we didn't take it when they tried to sell us $1,000 fake Magic cards. And we are not going to take it when they try to ruin our favorite TTRPG. I cannot stress enough how incredible the community response has been to all of this. Because typically, when corporations screw up, this doesn't happen, right? Communities do not come together like this. They do not force change upon these corporations. People usually forget in a week, but the community for Dungeons and Dragons is so incredible, they said no. We will force you to change. We will cancel our subscriptions. You will hemorrhage money. Because that's the only thing they'll listen to. Everything I talked about in this video is going to be linked in the description below if you want to check it out for yourself. Thank you all so much for showing them how important Dungeons & Dragons is to all of us. I hope you all have a wonderful, safe, and most of all, open day. Goodbye.